not the same building. It was refurbished, reconstructed, and actually changed inside because of the fact that it was destroyed partly during the Second World War. At the very beginning of the Second World War, September 1949, this building got not very nice thing. Actually, there was a bomb which destroyed partly the last floor, the highest floor of this building. That was the room of Korczak. So he was homeless from the very beginning, the very beginning of the Second World War. If you will have time, and I guess you will have, there are some pictures here and there, and on the other side of the room, you can have a look, you can turn back. There is a small picture of the building, and you will see that there is a small mansard on the top, and that was the place that didn't survive. And when you were entering here, you saw that there are only 4 stories. And from Korczak, what do you know about him? Like just a few hints from you. What have you heard?
Was a teacher, psychologist.
Psychologist?
He went with his orphanage to the shelter.
And he came to visit kibbutz Ein Charod.
How many times?
Twice.
Yes. And Stefania Wilczyńska, his club.
Yeah.
How many times she was there?
I think she was there.
Who? I can't hear you when
Yes.
you tell me.
Okay. So Korczak was not alone, first of all. I will come back to Stefania Wilczyńska, but maybe it's a good idea to start from the sentence which sounds, behind every genius there is a woman. Geniuses. And there was a woman also with Janusz Korczak. Her name was Stefania Wilczyńska. Her name sounds Polish with this suffix ska at the end, like Pskowska. But at the same time, she was Jewish as well. She was born in a Jewish family. She was very well educated. And actually, she was earlier in the whole project than Korczak. He joined the working organization where Stefania Wilczyńska was already working. But we'll come back to it later on. So is Korczak his real name?
No.
No, he was born in a Jewish family. He was born under the name Henryk, which is a Polish name, Goldschmidt, which is not 100%, not Mallel's Polish name. So he was born in a Jewish family which was assimilated, Polonized. He never spoke Yiddish. He understood it because he was speaking German very well. He managed to learn 200 words in Hebrew, which is a lot already, but still not enough to speak. And he was somehow surrounded by the Polish society, by the Polish atmosphere, although he was born in Warsaw here in 1878 or 1879. We don't know the exact year date because of the fact that Poland at that time was divided into Russia, Prussia and Austria, and Warsaw, Warszawa, was in this Russian district, and it was common to send boys to the army for many, many years. Not like nowadays we've got half a year of service. I don't know how long is it in Israel. 2 years, I guess.
3 years.
3 years.
For men
Both
and
for
2
boys.
for women.
Okay, I was thinking about women, of course. So parents probably decided to register him a little bit later in order to give him 1 year more of his childhood or young adulthood or whatever. So probably he was born in 1878. Here in Warsaw in a family of advocate, very well-known advocate, Józef Goldschmidt, who was working in a court and who left us, and we can still read it, his master thesis that was devoted to the divorce in the Jewish tradition. Louder, okay. So after the father, we've got the master thesis that was devoted to the Jewish divorce, which is a little bit difficult and complicated question with all these agunot and stuff, so he was trying to make it clearer. And nowadays in the National Library of Poland, here in Warsaw, we can find and we can read his master thesis. So actually the family was quite wealthy, but unfortunately at some moment the father, who was the main person earning the money, got sick. He got ill mentally, and he was sent to the hospital for mentally ill people, and there he committed suicide. And the great financial situation of the family collapsed completely. And the mother was forced to start earning money, There was a mother, there was Henryk Goldschmidt, so the son, and also a daughter called Anna. Anna was older than Henryk Goldschmidt, 3 years. They were very close till the last moment. She was with him also in the ghetto, the sister, Anna. So the situation of the family completely changed, and young Henryk Goldschmidt was also forced to earn some money. He started giving some private lessons. He was helping his mother, and as a result of that, he had to repeat one of the classes in his high school. So when you think about geniuses, you can also think that geniuses sometimes have to repeat one class in the school. Moreover, he had to repeat another thing in his later life. During the studies, he decided to study medicine. He also had some problems. We suspect that it was anatomy, which is very difficult, I guess. And also he had to repeat the first year of his medical studies. And he really wanted to be a doctor, to be a medical doctor, to be a pediatrician. And his first 5 years of the professional career, he spent in a hospital treating the Jewish and Polish children. That was a very famous hospital devoted only for the children, established by noble Jewish families, Bersons and Baumans. Maybe you will have the chance to see the building of this hospital. It's still here, still in Warsaw. And as far as I know, it's going to be sold soon, and no one knows what is going to happen with it. So that's the last moment to see its original shape and everything. So he's working as a medical doctor. That's his second vocation, actually, because his first vocation was literature. He started writing already in the high school. His literature debut occurred when he was 17, and he never stopped this thing. He was writing till the last moment. The text that he wrote the last is his diary that was written in the Warsaw Ghetto between May and August 1942. So he studies medicine, he was studying medicine, and eventually, after a few trips to London, to Paris, and to Berlin, he decided that he is going to switch his career. He is going to start another path in his life, and he joined the working association that was called Relief for the Orphans, where Stefania Wilczyńska was already working. That was organization that was helping the orphans, the children, the abandoned children. He joined them as a doctor and also as a specialist dealing with the children's education, children's behavior, and so on and so forth. And in 1912, this building where we are now was erected as a completely outstanding institution for the Jewish orphans. This institution was called the Home of Orphans, which is a lie. Which is not a lie, it was called like this, but the children who were living here were not orphans. They were social orphans, or they were semi-orphans. They had families very often. We don't have many records about the children who were 100% orphans. Usually they had some background. But they were directed here, and they were spending here the time at the age from 7 to 14. They were living here like at home. They were going to different schools, to different places, but usually, mostly they were staying here. When you turn back, you will see the picture that was taken in this very room in April 1940, already during the Second World War, and you can see how the room looked like, and also you can have a look how the children looked like. We've got about 70 children on this picture, which is actually, again, kind of a lie, because the number of the children at that moment was nearly 150. This building was designed to host here 107 children, 56 girls and 51 boys. And my question is why such numbers? Why such percentages? 56 girls and 51 boys. That's a sample, like in sociology. No, the question was about the numbers, actually. It's about statistics. Kocha was a scientist, and he really wanted to make this place as a clinic, as some kind of a like scientific institute. That's why he decided to keep the same percentage of males and females here as a sample. In sociology, you cannot research the whole generation or the whole society. You take a sample, like a small mikud in Hebrew, how you call it?
What?
Mikud in Hebrew, what does it mean?
Mikud?
Focus, like a focus group.
Yes, like a focus group. Mikud? Can be? I'm lost. I haven't lost my Hebrew. So he really wanted to keep the same percentage, and he was also researching the children. He was putting them on scale every week. He was measuring them. He was also writing down the things that children were telling. For example, about the dreams, what they were dreaming about the previous night. So it would be an amazing material for the historians, sociologists, psychologists, pediatricians, whoever, but unfortunately all of this documentation got lost during the Second World War. Korczak was also doing other things. I will come back to the history of the orphanage, but I would like to come back for a while to Korczak. He was famous. He was famous because of the books, because of the orphanage he was leading, and also because of the different things he was doing here and there. He was a lecturer. He was teaching young students. Usually that was pedagogics. He was also speaking in the Polish radio under another pen name, Stary Doktor, the Old Doctor. He was also publishing a gazette for the children. He established this gazette in 1926 as some kind of a part of a daily, the most popular daily that was published in Poland. The gazette was called The Little Review, and it consisted of the texts that were sent to the gazette only by the children. So it was not a gazette that was preaching, the voice of adults, you will be this, you will be there, you will do this, or you won't do that. It was about the children and their problems. If you by accident read Polish or understand Polish, it's accessible nowadays on the site called Polona. That's the site of National Library. Every issue, every number is there. So you can read the letters of the children from less than 100 years ago, and you can have a look what they were problems and how Korczak was also answering them. It's an amazing material, and I hope, and I wish that one day someone will write something serious about it, because it was a serious thing. It was not a play. It was a serious thing. Korczak really wanted to treat the children seriously. He wanted to give them voice, and that was one of the ideas, how to give them voice. Sometimes it happens that people only speak about the theories, and it's very difficult for them to implement it into practice. And here it happened that Korczak implemented his idea of the rights of the children into practice. It was possible here to voice your thoughts. If you have a look again on this picture, you will see the blackboards on the right side, on the wall on the right side. Every child had the chance to put his ideas, to put his comments on everything on the blackboards. The children were heard by Korczak, by the director Korczak, by Stefania Wilczyńska, who was the vice director, and also by the teachers, the educators who were working here. Everything was very well organized, which is somehow. I'm currently writing an article about the organization of this orphanage in the Warsaw Ghetto, and it seems crazy that the whole organization that was established here was moved to the ghetto. The reality was different. The number of the children increased dramatically, and so many things changed, but the form they established was kept till the last moment. And this form, these little institutions like the blackboard, like the court, like the parliament of the children, everything made the children that they were feeling heard, that they were feeling important, that they were feeling estimated.